Hello, my name is David Albers. I am the Senior Certified Athletic Trainer for Cerner Corporation's Healthy Fitness Center, and today you're joining me in my garage so I can show you some unconventional strength training movements that are body weight only that you can do at your home. And the reason they are what I call unconventional is really two reasons. The first one is it's going to have you slow way down compared to the normal type of at-home workout many of you may do. A lot of at-home workouts that are body weight tend to have you doing a lot of reps of several exercises fairly quickly and with not much rest. And the whole point of that is to just get a lot of movement in a short period of time. This is going to kind of be on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm going to be having you slow way, way down. And I promise you, you will still feel the muscles working really hard, and you will definitely be sore the next day after you try these. But just having you slow way down and really focus on the thing that you're doing right then and there. I'm only showing you 4 things today, so the number of things shouldn't feel overwhelming. So you should really be able to pour a lot of focus and attention into the reps that you will be doing. And the way we slow these down is by heavily utilizing or focusing on eccentric and isometric loading or contractions. To give you a really quick summary of what those are. Eccentric is when a muscle's working really hard while it's stretching out. So if you're doing a bicep curl and you had your bar all the way up here, as you slowly lower the weight down, that's the eccentric contraction. Isometric is if you were to just flex your biceps, like if you're flexing in the mirror, nothing's really moving, but the muscle still contracts really hard. So we want to leverage those two types of contractions to really get a lot of work out of the muscle without doing a ton of reps, and it's very, very effective. And the second reason that it's unconventional is just really the positions, the types of movements that you'll be doing. There'll probably be a lot of things that you're not super familiar with as far as the position I picked to have you work. But yeah, but the pace and the positions are going to be what kind of make this a unique or unconventional style of bodyweight strength training. So I'm going to show you again 4 things today. They will mainly be lower body focused, and by nature of how these exercises are, there will definitely be core strengthening involved with just doing them. The first one will be a get up. Second one will be a single leg squat, and don't worry, that one can sound pretty intimidating for a lot of individuals right off the bat. I'll show you some regressions of how to make it work for you. Third one will be what many call a Russian lean, and the fourth one will be what I call a hamstring hover. As you go through these 4 movements, really focus on slowing it down, being as in control of the movement as you possibly can, and just owning it, not so much about racking up reps. To do the get up, so the goal is to get from standing to laying all the way flat on your back, and then getting back up to a standing position. The challenge of this one is that you can't use your hands. So I'll show it to you here. I'm going to take my hands up behind my head, and I'm going to get down to the floor all the way laying on my back, and I'm trying to do it as smooth and as controlled as I can. Nothing's flopping around. Hands stay up behind my head the whole time. I'll show you how I would go about and do this motion. Both knees on the floor now. I'm going to sit back to my heels, off to the side. That way I can get my legs up out here in front of me and lay all the way back. You don't have to do this exactly the way I'm doing it. I'm just giving you a task. The task is for you to get up and down off the floor without using your hands. For some of you, this will be really challenging, and that's okay. Just do it however you can do it. Like I said, you don't have to do it exactly like I am. I get down on both knees, sit off to one side, get my legs out in front of me, and then I can lay back. Sitting up. You can put your hands out in front of you. If you can't get them up behind your head, that's fine. I'm just keeping my hands up here. The hand position, to me, to be honest, doesn't matter as much as the motion itself. Try to get up and down 5 times at the most, and then you can just move on to the next thing, which is your single leg squats. So let me show you what this looks like. We are working only on the eccentric, so that means we're really focusing on just the lowering part, and then you can use your other leg to help you come up. So I'll show you a few ways to go about this. First one, your leg comes up, and you're thinking, I'm going to take this knee to the floor. Nice, slow, slow, lower to the floor, put that other foot down, stand back up, and go about it again. Knee comes back, and you'll notice my trunk is leaning forward. That's okay. That's called counterbalancing. Good. And you could try feeling the other side. I'm definitely a little stronger on one leg than I am the other. You'll probably figure that out. Sitting back. Good. Back up to the top. So again, super slow lower. I'm not worried about if you can drive up out of that position. I just want you to focus on a real slow. This is the eccentric load right here. Slow, soft landing with that back knee. Drive back up to the start. Let's say that is not doable for you, which is totally fine. You can use something like this. Just gives you something to keep you more stable. Lift that leg up. Do it the exact same way. Just now, I have this pole to kind of help me leverage myself. Definitely makes it a little bit easier. Moving super slow because we're only worried about the lowering portion. Knee touches the floor. Back foot comes down. Stand back up. If you still struggle with that one, you can do what's called a split squat. Split squat would look something like this, where you have that back toe on the ground all the time, and you slowly, slowly, slowly lower all the way down to the floor, come back up. So again, I would say you have to take minimum of 5 seconds to lower. I like a solid 10-second lower because you're only doing a few reps at a time. For these single leg squats, moving really slow like that, no matter what way you're choosing to do it, anywhere from 2 to 4 sets of 3 to 5 reps on each side is a pretty good starting point for that. Russian lean, number 3. Starting on knees, toes pointed behind you. You're going to keep a flat line between your knee, your hip, your shoulder, and your ear, okay? You're not breaking at your hips at any point. You're not arching back either. All this stays flat as a board. You're going to lean back. The thing that slows you down are your feet digging into the floor. I usually let my arms come out in front of me to give me a little bit of counterbalance, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to dig my feet into the floor. I'm going to make all these muscles through here and here really tight, and I'm going to lean back as far as I feel that I can handle. Right about there. Hold it for about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Come back up to the start. Rest however much you need because that takes a lot out of you. Again, you only lean back as far as you can. Really control it going back, going slow. Have a nice few second pause at the end and then come back forward. Again, only a couple reps of these at a time. I'll do another one for you. I really gotta get everything in my body tight. Makes it hard to breathe. Right about there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back forward. That one, you'll feel right here, and you'll feel right here quite a bit. 2 to 4 sets at 3 to 5 reps is a pretty good starting point for this one as well. Last one, hamstring hover. So back here, the backs of your thighs, that's where your hamstring is at. So I would encourage you to get something in front of you that'll help you kind of stabilize yourself. I'm going to bring my right leg out in front of me here. My left leg is facing you, the screen. So what I'm going to do is, if you have the flexibility, you can do it this way. I'm going to reach back and grab on to my foot. I have the range of motion to get up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull my heel as tight to my butt as I possibly can. And now, without breaking this position, notice I'm still upright. This is why you have this thing here to give you some support. You're going to release that foot, and I'm going to try to hold it as close to my butt as I can for 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach back and grab onto it. Rest for about 10 seconds. And then I'm going to do it again. Pull it real tight in. Slowly start to let go and try to keep that heel as close to your butt as you possibly can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Enter the hamstring cramps. If you don't have the range of motion to do it this way, you can grab something to give yourself kind of a lift-off point for that foot. You'll have something to prop your foot up on, and it doesn't have to be as high as this. The height of this thing would be determined by however much flexibility, range of motion you have in this area. But now I'm going to grab onto this thing with both hands, because now I'm going to try to just simply keep everything lined up and try to pull my foot as far away from that bag or that thing that you have. Pull it away from it as far as you can and hold it for your 10, and then relax it back down. 2 to 4 sets of, to be honest, 2 or 3 reps of your 10-second hold. So each 10-second hold counted as 1 rep. 2 or 3 of those, switch to the other side, do that on the other side. 2 to 4 sets on each leg. So these are just 4 unconventional movements that you can do to really add some strength to your low body, and because of the way you're going about them, moving very slow and emphasizing those eccentric, isometric contractions, it teaches your body a lot of stability and a lot of control to go along with that. It'll definitely be very, very, very challenging for you the first few times you do it if you've never done anything like this before. So default to 1 set through of everything at first, just to see how it goes. If you wanted to do all 4 of these in a single workout, I would go through them in the order that I went through them in, and not necessarily superset or try to make a circuit out of it. Just work through it one at a time and take your time with it. Like I said, I promise you, if you're doing it really slow and controlled, you're going to feel it tomorrow. To make any of these more challenging, you basically just try to move even slower. With the squats, instead of trying to take 10 seconds to lower, take 20 seconds to lower. With the Russian leans and the hamstring hovers, instead of holding the position for 10 seconds, hold it for 15 or 20. Just by adding a little bit of time under tension per set, exponentially changes how much work you're doing and definitely makes it more challenging.